able to please stand for the worship for Mayor of Macclesfield, Councillor Emma Gilman.
Good evening and welcome to the annual general meeting and mayor making on Monday the 18th of May 2026. Item 1 on our agenda is election of the Mayor of Macclesfield for the year 26-27. Do I have a proposer and a seconder? Fiona?
I'd like to nominate Councillor James Barber Chadwick, please.
Thank you. And a second?
Second, Councillor James Barber Chadwick.
Thank you. Did you want to say something, Fiona?
I do, yes please, Madam Mayor. I've known and worked with James for a very long time, since he first got involved in politics at encouragingly a very young age. So he seems like he's been here forever, but he's made an excellent contribution. We've been to planning committee meetings, we've been campaigning together, and James, you've made a real difference, and you're about to make a bigger difference as Mayor of Macclesfield. Now, James was elected in 2019 to Cheshire East Council, and it's fair to say it was an unexpected but well-deserved victory. And James became the youngest councillor. A bit like how we all felt when we beat Crystal Palace at Macclesfield Football Club in the FA Cup. I well remember that being another important occasion for James and for everybody else. James is also the first champion for young people on Cheshire East Council, commissioning the British Youth Council's Campaign of the Year, the Shout campaign, to raise awareness of a very important issue, that of sexual harassment amongst young people and support young people in dealing with such key issues. Now, James was then elected to Macclesfield Town Council in 2023, and some of us would feel that was an even more important thing to happen, because Macclesfield Town Council, being a local council, and our members are volunteers, and everybody works very hard, and it's a very positive thing to do. James has led on sustainable transport, on community transport. He leads on our free travel to events project, and he was the youngest deputy mayor, and now he's going to be our youngest mayor. It gives me great pleasure to move James Barber Chadwick as our Mayor of Macclesfield for the civic year 2026-27. Good luck, James.
Thank you, Fiona. That was lovely. Would you like to say something, Sarah?
Yes, thank you. I'd like to second everything that Councillor Fiona Wilson has just said about James. And just to add that James is a sincere, caring young man who cares about all his community and has always put himself and the town and its residents first. So thank you, James.
Everybody loves you, James. Could we go to the vote, please? All in favour? I think that's unanimously carried. Thank you very much. That's great. You can smile. It's okay. Agenda item number 2 is election of the Deputy Mayor of Macclesfield for 26-27. Do I have a proposer and a seconder?
Me again.
Thank you.
It gives me great pleasure to nominate Sarah Bennett-Wake as the Deputy Mayor of Macclesfield for the civic year 2026-27.
Thank you. And do we have a seconder? I will second, Sarah. Thank you very much. Would you like to say something?
Yes,
Fiona?
please, Madam Mayor. I'm delighted to nominate Sarah because she brings a great deal of experience to Macclesfield Town Council activities. Sarah is a very, very committed individual in her ward of Herdsfield, where she works very hard to support vulnerable people in very many ways, including through the Green in the Corner, which is one of the connected communities outlets for Cheshire East Council. Sarah has put her money where her mouth is, shall we say, and she's used her ward budget for projects such as Grow It, Cook It, Eat It, and working with social prescribers to support eating well on a budget, something which those of us councillors have vulnerable people in our wards need to really, really think about in these current challenging times, Madam Mayor. Sarah's also funded accessible minibuses for Harry Lawson Court in her ward to enable residents to have days out. Now, Sarah has actually got a great deal of experience, and I'm certain that she and James, Councillor Barbara Chadwick, will work really, really well together, because Sarah took on and dealt with the most significant challenge when she led our town as mayor during COVID times. And during that time, Councillor Bennett Wake focused on her Be Kind campaign, and she did an excellent job, and she kept the community very strongly together during what was a really frightening time for everybody. So I'd like to wish her and her wife Stella a successful deputy mayoral and consort year as we move forward into the next 12 months. Again, it's my great pleasure to move the nomination of Councillor Sarah Bennett Wake as Deputy Mayor of Macclesfield for the civic year 2026-27. Good luck, Sarah.
Thank you, Fiona. I'm thrilled to unexpectedly have the opportunity to second Sarah. All the things that Fiona said are absolutely true. But for me, personally, you are just the loveliest person. You really, really are. And Stella's fabulous too. You make such a fantastic team, and you really care. And I love that. I love that about you. You will be fabulous, and I think it's really important that you get the opportunity to do this outside of COVID, where you can actually go and see people and talk to them and touch them and experience all the amazing things that I've had the opportunity to do for the past year. So I am really thrilled to second you, and you'll be great. Can we move to the vote, please? All those in favour? Unanimous. Fabulous. Thank you. Right, well, I shall... Oh, well, let's give you a... Sorry. That was my fault, Sarah. I'm so excited to run out and take the chain off and just be Emma again. But I will adjourn the meeting, so feel free to have lots of delicious cakes, and we will be back.
Councillor James Barbara Chadwick.
You got my name right. Oh, God. Oh, I feel awful. Cool. Please be seated, everyone. Yeah. Gosh. Yeah.
I'll ask Councillor Barbara Chadwick to sign the oath of office.
Thank you very much. What's the date? The 19th? 18th.
I'll ask Councillor Bennett Wake to sign the oath of office for the deputy mayor.
Cool. Okay. So we will move on to item number 3, which is the retiring Mayor of Macclesfield remarks. So I'll pass over to Councillor Gilman.
Tonight is not about me, it's about James. So don't worry, I won't be waffling on for ages. Serving as your mayor has been an absolute privilege of a lifetime. I have been deeply honoured to attend so many incredible events and meet an abundance of amazing people. Macclesfield has certainly kept me busy. My year has spanned from the giddiness of having my face painted like a reindeer at Step Into Christmas to a deeply moving and poignant remembrance Sunday play. I have experienced so many wonderful evenings, met so many fantastic people. Macclesfield Majestic Theatre Group, their shows are amazing. I encourage everybody to go. railway exhibition, the Seal Swimming Club. Their Christmas party was great fun, and the Macclesfield Boys Boxing Club, to name just a few. The real standout highlights of my year was presenting Rob Smethurst of Macclesfield FC at Seedling Town. I've also loved hosting my own events, from lively bingo to my civic awards, which I admit I cried all the way through. Just this past Saturday night, we held a charity dinner. It was an amazing evening, and I'm thrilled to share that we raised a fantastic £4,000. A huge part of this year has been supporting causes close to my heart. And I want to say a massive thank you, I'm not going to plan, I promise, to my two chosen charities, Friends of Park Lane Special School and Crime, Cardiac Risk in Beyond. This smile, Thank you to everybody who has contributed to helping these vital organisations. I haven't done any of this alone though. I've had an absolute army of support behind me. Thank you to my fellow councillors and the wonderful town council staff. With a massive particular thank you to Nicola, Abby and Laura. To my brilliant cadet, Adrienne, for always being so calm, cool and better world-minded. To my family and my friends, thank you for always being there. I also want to give a very special mention to my husband, Kieran. He cannot be here tonight, but without him, I simply would not have been able to do any of this. But most of all, thank you to the children and young people of Macclesfield. My year was all about you, and boy did you make it worthwhile. Macclesfield is safe in your amazing hands. Thank you, Macclesfield, and have us. I would just like to give out a few gifts, if that's okay. Thank you. Rachel. Laura. Helena. Abby. There's one for Amanda, but she's not here with you. Please. Thank you. And Nicola. I've been really poorly for the last 2 months. This lady has been an absolute lifesaver. Thank you. Yes. Haven't missed anybody, have I?
No, you're all good.
I've done that, have you? Yeah, sort of, yeah.
Okay, is there anything else you want to say, Councillor Gilman, or are you happy?
I'm thrilled. Weight's been lifted up.
Literally. Bro, okay, in that case I'll move on to item number 4, which is my tribute to you. So Emma, over the past 12 months I know you've been through a lot of adversity with your health, especially over recent months, but what you've been as the mayor has been your authentic self, and I think that's really important. I remember seeing a comment on Facebook about you recently that said you were the best mayor ever, and I think that was genuinely, it leaves big shoes for me to fill and anyone that comes after you. But I think one of the things that I will always take away whilst I'm the mayor is to always think, what would Emma do? Which is something that I've heard quite a lot from the town clerk especially. But it's always a good thing to do what you do, and I think your focus, especially with your theme being around young people, which is something close to my heart as well, has been really great to see. Your awards being focused on young people, it's something we've not really done before, so I think it's been really positive. And also your fundraising for your charities, the figure you've just given is absolutely amazing. And I'm really proud to be continuing with CRY as one of my charities as well for this year. So I won't go on too much more, but what I want to say is thank you, because as I say, you've got massive shoes that I won't even try to fill. But it's been really great to serve as your deputy and attend some events and get a bit of an idea of how the mayoralty works. And it's been great to see just how much you care about your community and the town as well. So from me, a big thank you to you. Where is it? So I will bring you that one. I don't want to drop. Emma, here is your medal.
Oh, thanks very much.
Yeah. Is that to Emma as well? Yeah, if that's all right. I can't carry everything. Don't trip. We also have more for you. So here is for Kieran and Laura.
Some flowers for you as well. Shouldn't have done that. There you go. Thank you so much.
God, this is heavy. Oh, okay. So, thank you very much, Emma, and hopefully you will continue to serve and do everything you can for our town moving forwards. So then it brings me on to item number 5, which is, oh, it's my bit, okay. So, firstly, thank you to everyone that's come tonight, friends, family. It's great to see everyone here for me personally. It's a great honour to be the new Mayor of Macclesfield. It's not anything that I ever thought I'd be doing, to be honest, because going back to 2019, I didn't expect to ever get elected in the first place. I've got Rob to thank for that, so thank you for that, Rob. But yeah, it's amazing to be here and do my bit for my town that I've been proud to live in and be born in. I want to also, again, thank Emma for the amazing year that you've had as the Mayor. And I'd also like to quickly pay tribute to my now former ward colleague, Councillor Livingston, who has recently stepped down from the council as he's taken on a new role as the CEO of Onward Homes. Sandy was here from the beginning of my term as a councillor on the town council and has been a really great mentor to me, so it's been really great. And I know Susan is a volunteer at the town council, so I look forward to seeing them both moving forwards at our events. So to talk about my mayoral year, I'll cover my 2 charities. So I will be fundraising firstly for Cardiac Risk in the Young again after Emma's year. And we've got James here, who is obviously from the To Macclesfield Love Maya project. It's a cause close to my heart, so I'm really looking forward to hopefully raising as much money as we can in memory of my cousin Daniel, who passed away last year. So it's a real close charity for me, and I know so many others, so that's really important. The second charity is My CWA, which is a local domestic abuse charity that does really important work across Cheshire East to help victims of domestic abuse. So again, I've had a lot of engagement with them over the past few years, and I look forward to working more closely with them in my mayoral year. So my theme will be basically centred around how Macclesfield is a strong town that's united throughout all the divisions and against all the odds that we face. it's a theme that's been central to my journey to this point. I, as I said, never expected to become a councillor, and I've always broken through a lot of the barriers that have faced me, and that is what Macclesfield's all about for me. You look at our football club that Councillor Wilson mentioned earlier with the amazing victory over Crystal Palace, and you look at all the amazing achievements that people from Macclesfield have had. That's why I think our town is a brilliant place to live in, and I will be centering my theme around how together and united we can move forwards, especially as we look to get the UK Town of Culture bid over the next year. So that's my theme, and then the final bit is just saying, like Councillor Gilman, I want to be a people's mayor. A lot of the time, the pomp and the glamour of being a mayor has taken over throughout history, and I want to make sure that I'm being there for the communities of Macclesfield and always being that person that is with them and standing up for them. So that's my sort of mayoral theme and everything. And yeah, I think that's my little bit done. And we can move on to the more boring bits now. And also bear with me tonight because I'm not 100%, but we'll get through it. So, item number 6, apologies for absence.
Councillor David Edwards and Councillor Ruth Thompson.
Brill. And do we have any declarations of interest? Declarations of interest? Just in general?
Yes, I would like to have a word about the Rangers policy.
Is that a declaration of interest, Daily?
No, it's not a declaration.
No, okay. We'll get to that, don't worry. Okay, in that case, I'm going to propose that we move the item on the DIB to come after the minutes of the full council meeting so that we've got Aoife here and it allows us to get Aoife's bit out of the way first if everyone's content with that.
Yes.
Brill, thank you very much. In that case, item number 8, minutes of the full council meeting from the 9th of March 2026. Can I take them as an accurate record?
So moved.
Mike, thank you very much. All those in favour of that? Fantastic. Okay, I'll bring us on to Aoife and the DIB, your grant proposal. So do you want to come and speak? Anywhere. Take over the room.
So my name is Aoife Littlemass. I'm the interim CEO of the Disability Information Bureau. As you may know, it is a charity based in Macclesfield that helps people with disabilities, whether diagnosed or undiagnosed, and also people with their friends and family with their families and to help support them. And we help them by filling in benefit forms, helping them to fill in forms, and also by giving more well-being support and support coaching. I'm actually also the Deputy CEO of the Community Health Services Treasuries. 2 years ago, we were brought into town with some support from the Disability Bureau because they were in some financial difficulties. Because of the work that they do is so important, we stepped in and helped them out. So we have the DIB has done a fantastic job in the last 2 years building itself back up, and they have the projects that have been funded from the National Lottery, which was just been successfully completed in the beginning of April this year. We also applied for funding, for continuation funding, which we got, so that can continue for another 5 years. But as part of that funding, we have just got enough money in the bid for half a day per week for a project manager, and really what we need to do is up that to 2 days a week, if at all possible. So what I've asked, put in a proposal to the council, was if they could provide an extra day and a half a week for this first year of funding for a project manager, just to help stabilise, give the charity the chance to stabilise and to breathing space, if you like, to get some more funding in for the continuation for the next few years.
Thank you, Aoife. Do we have any questions from councillors on the report? Councillor Warren?
Sorry, I didn't realise Aoife was speaking tonight, so I've known Aoife for probably longer than we care to admit, working together, so that's a declaration. So I don't have absolute trust in anything that she's involved in. So she's my go-to person when my residents have got issues around various things. So I'm in support to this bill.
Fantastic. Do we have any other comments? No? Okay. In that case, do we want to go straight to the vote on it? So all those in favour of the proposal to give the Disability Information Bureau the grant? Proposal.
I think Councillor Warren
Yeah.
moved the proposal.
Propose, yeah.
I'm happy to second the proposal.
Cool.
Can I
Cool.
say a few words?
Yeah, of course.
Yes, thank you, Aoife, for coming along and giving us such a comprehensive report as usual. The work of the Disability Information Bureau was really critical to people in Macclesfield. My own family have been able to take advantage of the park and scoop arrangements. And the fact that this proposal is coming forward to enable the Disability Information Bureau to continue to be supported in MAC by people from MAC is really, really key. So I'm very happy to support the policy to go ahead to assist with some match funding for staff member to assist to move things forward. Thank you.
Fantastic. Do we have any other comments? Otherwise, we can move to the vote. No? All good? Okay, in that case, all those in favour? I think that's unanimous. Lovely.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Aoife. You are free to go as well if you wish. So item number 9 is the governance review. Do councillors want to take them all together, or do you want to go through them one by one? All together. Okay. A-Lift, I know you wanted to talk about the Rangers policy.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I looked at it and I'm happy with it, but I just wanted to know to whom do we address difficulties for getting the ranger? Can we address that to the town clerk? To whom do we address those requests? And are we able to say within a certain time we will have a reply? To whom do we address them? Straight to the town clerk? Any request for the
So you can
ranger?
address them to me, so you can send an email to me, or you can call, or however it's best for you.
Okay.
Then, yeah, that's how we allocate.
Okay, because that I wasn't quite sure who we called because I don't know the rangers myself.
Right, yeah, it's
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, thanks very much for that. Thank you very much.
In that case, if we're taking them all together, then can I have a proposer and a seconder?
I'll propose that we take them all together, but I'd like to speak on the Ranger policy as well, please, in due course.
Do you want a second? Cool. Councillor Wilson.
Yes, I just think it's very important for those people here and listening to watching the video afterwards, how key and important the Rangers are to the service of keeping Macclesfield clean, tidy and presentable. The work that the Rangers do is second to none. I've always made this joke, and I hope I don't live to regret it. If the Rangers ever formed their own political Rangers party and stood for election, we'd all be in trouble. But they really do make a massive difference to the public realm. It's very important that people have a place to live that's clean, tidy, free of graffiti, nice flowers, bins to put litter in, etc. And you can see, if you've had a chance to look at the paperwork, that whilst there's a significant amount of additional work done in Central, which is relevant because Central is where the town centre is, and we're doing a lot of work on supporting and keeping the town centre lively and active, but there's a really good spread of work done all over the place. I think the important thing that this policy bears forward, Mr Mayor, is that the Rangers can't really replace what happens at Cheshire East. I think that's been made really clear. Cheshire East have very specific responsibilities for certain statutory services which the Rangers just aren't in a position to replace. And the policy is making that clear, and I think that's really important because I think the Rangers are probably our most popular service for residents. So I'm very happy to say we have got a policy that people can now refer to, and also want to thank the Assistant Town Clerk, Helen, for all the work she does to keep things ticking over, because I suspect you get lots and lots of requests, not just those from councillors. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Wilson. Councillor Bennett-Waite. Oh, go on, Mike.
Yeah, but just say about the Ranger service. Today I'm counsel for Western Ivy, and the rangers, Dane and the head rangers are there today, bringing on the wild flower seeds to spread on that area that we've developed. I don't know if you're aware of the area of Portland Wall, but you know, they are an outstanding service, and they are so good that they've just got inundated with requests for help left, right and centre, so therefore it's really important that that service is managed through Helena, just to make sure that, you know, that they can provide a very efficient service, not pull left, right and centre. So it creates a much more efficient service for us in terms of the town council. As we're having, as I said, we all know Cheshire East is under enormous financial strain, and they're looking for help. But it can't be a case where town rangers are being pulled in many different directions. It's really important that they maintain a reasonable workload.
Thank you, Councillor Hutchison. And then,
Yeah, I just wanted to thank the officers for their patience and hard work in writing out these various governance reviews, because it's not easy. And I'm also really happy that we've emphasised that all councillors need to pay the council tax.
Thank you, Councillor Bennett-Waite. Is there any other comments? Councillor Gilman?
I would just like to say that I think we're really lucky to have the three rangers that we have. I'm not going to name them, it's one of my own nicknames. I don't want to be in trouble. But they are just the loveliest chaps who do really, really good work. And I'm really saddened that I chaired our annual general meeting, and what they did was brought into question. That was not okay. We are lucky to have them, and we should treasure them, because they work like supers and make our town and all of our wards look really, really fabulous. They've got the extra mile for us. So I just want to say thanks to the Rangers.
Thank you, Councillor Gilman. I think we can all agree on just the massive impact that they all make every day. So if we can have our thanks of the council put to them. If there are no other comments, I will move us to the vote on. So we'll take them all together as item 9. So Councillor Wilson has proposed, you've seconded. So all those in favour? Fantastic, that's unanimous. Item number 10, which is our annual governance and accountability return for the year ending 31st of March 26. Do you want to say any words on it, Town Clerk?
Just this is the formal bit that we have to get everything done, and then this goes off to the external auditor. So this year I've put it sort of separately, and we'll get it signed at the meeting now. Everything's there. Pleased to say the internal audit had no issues at all, which is always great. So yeah, just this sort of formal bit of approving everything.
Fantastic, thank you very much. Do we have any comments on the internal audit? I'll go Councillor Wilson, then Councillor Gilman.
I just want to thank the town clerk and all the staff for once again producing an audit that is absolutely spot on. There's a lot of scrutiny of council finances, quite rightly so, but we once again find ourselves in a situation where our approval reports have come through. There are no issues of concern or issues being raised at all. So many congratulations to the town hall staff, particularly the town clerk, for making sure that our finances are all in order and transparent and clearly in order. Thank you.
Councillor Gilman.
I'm very impressed now. Do you understand? Literally said word for word what I was going to say. But I will not say anymore other than thanks guys, you're fab.
Thank you. And it's a really good report, even saying that there's a town clerk's robes.
Yeah.
Do you not want to wear the robes? No? Okay. There's also bicorn hats for the mayor.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
wow. There's a lot of things that I didn't know we
Hidden
had.
assets, Matt.
Brill, in that case, can I have a proposer and a seconder for the internal audit? Do you want to?
Can we do them separately?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, that's fine. So for the AGAR, can I have a proposer
I
and a
think Councillor
seconder?
Gilman wants to do it.
Yeah. And a seconder?
Yeah.
Cool. All those in favour? Lovely, that's unanimous. And then internal auditor,
So then you've got the account statement, section 2.
it's in what?
That's within section 5.
Oh, okay.
That one there.
Cool. So we also need to consider the approval of the accounting statements 2025-26 section 2. So do we have any comments on them?
I'm happy with those.
Lovely. Do we have a seconder? Fantastic. And then all those in favour
So now I'll ask the chair.
to sign it there. Yeah. Cool. So are we all happy then to note the asset register? Cool, that's fine. Do we need a vote on that or not? No. And then finally to consider the movement in the earmarked reserves. We do need a vote on that, don't we? So is there any comments, or if not, do we have a proposer and a seconder? Cool. Seconder. Councillor Warren. All those in favour of the movement in the earmarked reserves? And that's also unanimous. Cool. Do I need to sign anything here? There. Lovely. No worries. Okay, now we can move on to item number 11. So the internal auditor. Okay, cool. Is there any comments? If not, then a proposer and a seconder, if we can have one. Councillor Hutchinson. Councillor Wilcock. All those in favour? Lovely, thank you very much. Item number 12, external support services. Can I suggest we take them all as one again? So, are there any comments on the external support services? No. Anyone happy to propose? Councillor Hutchinson and a seconder. Councillor Gilman. So all those in favour of approving the external support services? It's unanimous. And then renewal of our CHALC membership. Are we all happy with that? Any proposers and seconders? Councillor Gilman, a seconder. Either or. I've got Councillor Warren first. All those in favour? That's unanimous. Thank you very much. Our National Allotment Society, do you want to say anything to the Assistant Town Clerk?
Just that it's so valuable. We use it all the time for advice when we're looking at changing some of the agreements and things. So yeah, they're a really great resource.
Yeah, go on.
There's also, I've added in membership of the SLCC, the Society of Local Council Clerks, myself and the Assistant Town Clerk. That comes with advice, legal advice and procurement advice, which I think we really, it's an extra strength that we would have. So although we have legal advisors and we have a solicitor, it's quite good having that extra layer and forums where you can speak to other clerks who might have been in the same positions. So we're going to try that for this year as well and see how useful it is.
Fantastic. So we don't need to vote on that though, do we?
Yeah,
do we? Okay, that's fine. So can I just take those two as one item then? Do we have a proposer?
Yeah.
Councillor Wilson, seconder. I'll go Councillor Warren. All those in favour? Thank you very much. That's unanimous. And now the annual report, which that's just to note, but does anyone want to comment on the annual report? It's a lovely document, and I want to, from me, say thank you to all the staff for all the work that's gone into it, as always. It just shows how much we do as a town council and shows the value we bring. So I think it's a great report, and if anyone hasn't read it, I'd really encourage you to. Do we have any comments? Councillor Wilson.
Yes, thank you, Mr Mayor. I would encourage anybody who's here today or listening or watching the meeting afterwards to take a look at the annual report, because this really is an excellent report of all the work we've taken place over the last civic year, all the events that we've organised, all the grants we've given to local organisations, a great report on the Mayor's activities, which we heard a little bit about earlier. There's details about the town councillors. There's some great photos of how we were all excited and crying on the pitch at Macclesfield Football Club when we gave Rob Smedhurst and the football club the freedom of the town. Some fantastic stuff about the Amarat Parade, which I know that our Deputy Mayor is very, very fond of, and there's more exciting news coming for Christmas next year. We organise events in every part of the year. My ward, Macclesfield South, is one of the most deprived wards in the country, and if it wasn't for the events we put on, the free to use transport, the free to participate events, from face painting for kids through to all sorts of activities for older people, I hear regularly from residents in my ward they would not get to participate and go out if it wasn't for the support from the town council providing those events. And of course the report we get back, there's negative comments sometimes, erroneously in my view, about Macclesfield, and you only have to talk to local traders to hear how pleased they are about the footfall, we call footfall, that's more people coming into town. So this is what's happening in our town. Not the people on social media doing Macclesfield in, not the people making negative comments on Facebook about what the council's doing, but this. So please read it. It'll be on our website, I assume, Town Clerk.
Yes.
Have a look and see what has been achieved in these last 12 months. It's phenomenal. And I want to thank all the councillors who've made this happen by participating and deciding to spend money on these things. I'd like to thank all the staff, the officers who've delivered all of these items. Thank you to all of you for what you've delivered for our town. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Wilson. Do we have any other comments? No? In that case, can I... So we're only noting the report, so we don't need to vote on it, but are we all happy with that? Lovely. In that case, I'll bring us to item number 17, which is South Park Pavilion. So obviously we've got the report, which has been prepared by the Town Clerk and the South Park Pavilion Working Group. Do we have anyone that wishes to speak on the report? Councillor Warren.
Thank you, Chair. Thanks for the report, very detailed report. I have to support the recommendations at the end of the report. It's important to begin to recognise that everyone involved in the project has been motivated by the right intentions. We all want to deliver something ambitious and transformative to South Park, a facility that the residents could be proud for decades to come. But with hindsight, I think we all have to acknowledge that collectively we may have been over-ambitious about what we could realistically be delivered within the financial envelope available to the council. This isn't about forcing blame to members or officers, rather it reflects the scale and complexity of the first major capital project this council has undertaken. As the project has developed, officers and members have learned a huge amount about construction inflation, procurement, utilities infrastructure, lease agreements, project risk, and the practical challenges of delivering a complex public facility. Those lessons are valuable and they will help shape a much stronger and deliverable project going forward. As it sets out in the report, the tender outcome has made the position very clear. All compliant bids are significantly above budget. Proceeding with the current scheme would expose the council and local taxpayers to a level of financial risk that simply cannot be justified. It's important to understand these recommendations are not about walking away from South Park. It's about responding responsibly to the evidence in front of us and reassessing the project on a more realistic and sustainable footing. The proposed Park Hub concept offers a more flexible and affordable alternative, one that can still provide meaningful community facilities, support events and markets, and improve accessibility and create a valued focal point within the park, but without placing unnecessary or unacceptable strain on public finances. I also welcome the proposal for a stronger partnership, possibly with Cheshire East, and for more meaningful engagement with the public before any scheme is agreed. This has been a challenging process. Important lessons have been learned, and I believe those lessons will ultimately help Macclesfield Town Council deliver a practical and sustainable facility for the people of Macclesfield. And those are the reasons I support this recommendation. It's not a bad report, it's a report on the reality of where we are. And I'm happy to propose or second if people wish to speak. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Warren. Do we have anybody else that wants to speak? No? Councillor Wilson?
Does Town Clerk want to speak?
I was going to say, one of the things that the report sort of recommends is the difficulty we've had with asset transfer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the best way forward, and we have good examples of this, is for Macclesfield Town Council, who have reserves, to fund it. Possibly with Cheshire East to still own it. We have good examples with the toilets in the indoor market, and every year we give a substantial budget to the parks, which would be the same people, if you like, the same department of Cheshire East. We give them £110,000. They procure, they give the councillors the choice of what is chosen, and then they maintain. So I think that's when it's worked best with Cheshire East, when we work together. We recently given the library money, and it worked well because they worked with us. When it works best for everyone is those kind of environments, rather than a very, you have it, it's now yours, sort of binary option. So that's what we'd like to explore.
Thank you. Councillor Wilson, do you want to come in now?
Well, yes, I think that to add further to what's already been said, Mr Mayor, as one of the individuals who's been involved in this project from the very, very beginning, the main issue has been the length of time it's taken to actually get to fruition in dealing with the many challenges that faced us in terms of the asset transfer, the procurement, and you can't ignore the significant increase in costs in construction. It's not simply an issue of Macclesfield Town Council or Macclesfield, it's a challenge facing the whole world as we live in such complicated and worrying times. I echo what the Town Clerk has said about the procurement process, and I think we've all got to get better at procuring and transferring assets or not, as the case may be. We've got some really good examples at the Town Council where the Town Council has stepped up to the plate. As part of future double devolution strategies, where we have, through discussion in the same room, where we all sit down together and the Town Council agrees to fund issues that we agree with Cheshire East Council need funding, and it has to be done in agreement with everybody. It's disappointing that we are having to, if you like, look back and see that we haven't been able to procure the actual pavilion that we wanted many, many years ago. But nothing stands still in this world, and I think that the hub project is actually something that we could deliver relatively quickly in terms of getting it off the ground. There will be a further public engagement, as we did when we were starting with the pavilion. We consulted very widely. We did a lot of work asking the public what they thought. And in fact, there's no doubt in my mind that the public actually want a pavilion in South Park. The public want toilets in South Park that are open, that they can use, that won't get trashed. We can deliver that. They want to be able to have a coffee and a sit down and admire the beautiful park. I should have declared an interest. I think South Park's amazing. Perhaps I should have declared an interest earlier. But the project we're looking at now, in terms of having a hub, we'll need to consult on it. But it does deliver the really basic things that I wanted at the very beginning when I sat down and looked at this. So I still think we can deliver on our ambition. I just hope we can really get this moving a little bit more quickly, because we have had, and our report is very clear. I'm on the working party along with other colleagues here. And, I think we had issues with, even at the very 11th hour, 59th minute, finding the pavilion electricity supply feeds the pond aerator and the bowling green and things like that, we should have known from day one. But we are where we are with it, and I'll second the proposals to go ahead as Councillor Warren's made the proposal. I still think it looks really exciting and we can deliver something marvellous.
Thank you, Councillor Wilson. Are there any other comments before we move to the vote? No? Okay, so the report recommends that we note the appointment of Stephen Hooker as project manager, acknowledge that all the tender submissions exceeded the available budget, approve that we do not continue with the current project, and we don't draw down the approved loan from the government, and then we will then support engagement with Cheshire East Council to explore a hybrid collaborative approach for a park hub facility, as is detailed in the report. So if we're all happy, then I'll move to the vote. All those in favour of that? Yep, thank you very much. That's unanimous. Brilliant. So that brings us to the end of our agenda. I would like to say one last thing, which is that given we will not be having the full council meeting on the 8th of June because we're going to look to cancel it as it's only a few weeks away, this will be our events officer's final council meeting. So I'd like to say on behalf of all the councillors, I'm sure everyone would agree that Rachel, you've been an absolutely amazing asset to the council. Ever since I joined, I've been part of the events you've done. You've arranged carousels in the town square, which is in the report, which is quite embarrassing actually, that photo of me and Emma, but you look great. The Helter Skelter. But all the events you've put together have really made a difference.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
I think it's just one of the many things that we've done amazingly. I know we've still got 1261 to go before we let you go, but I'd like to say thank you on behalf of the council to you for all the work you've done, and we all wish you the best for the future. So item 18 is date and time and place of the next meeting, which is not the case now. It'll be the 28th of July at the Town Hall. Fantastic. So that is everything. I will now get out of this really hot room